This is an audio-only recording of an exercise session for Vision of Adventure. A cycling session led by Kath Finn. Please note that you will need some form of stationary bike with controllable resistance to participate in this session. Recorded in winter 2025.
Evening, everyone. Welcome to the first session of 2026. So I hope that you have had great Christmases and lovely New Year's, and that 26 is a really good year. If it's anything like my 25, I'll be very happy. I had a lovely year. Everybody was well, who was really important, and we had lots of adventures, and I think we've been very lucky. So long may that continue in our household. Touch wood, fingers crossed, because it doesn't generally last forever. We're going to do a happy little 5 minutes, just pedaling away. And we always do that, as you know, just to get settled in, get the legs working, leave the day behind, whether you've been at work or whether you've just been working, doing other life stuff. It's now time to forget all the niggles. We've done really well. We've got a refund on our plane tickets because one of us managed to book a second set of tickets to the same place on the same flight. And the one of us shall remain nameless, and you can spend the rest of the evening trying to work out which one of us it was.
I'm guessing by your tone it wasn't you.
Yeah. Thumbs up to Ryanair, which is not something I say very often, but they have refunded us the whole thing.
Oh my word.
So that's amazing. It was quite funny though. It's like, we've done what? And I don't think we've ever done that before, thankfully. We have done other not very sensible things before, like bid against each other in an auction for the same piece of furniture. But I think that was the difference between 10 quid and 15 quid, so it wasn't too serious. So we can dream of cycling adventures. Now, Esther, I know, has cycling adventures in the velodrome. And I think that's quite an adventure. And I wish it would be lovely to have that opportunity. It's so far from me. It's an hour and a half to Manchester. And then if you get stuck in traffic, you miss your slot. So that's not much fun. And I don't know who else is going to do what. I'll have to ask afterwards. I've just been on a cycling. No, it wasn't a cycling adventure. I've been supporting someone else's cycling adventure up in the very north of Scotland, near Inverness. 24-hour mountain bike race in a forest last weekend. And I went to get them dry kit, feed them food, repack rucksacks, make sure they were kind of vaguely all right, try and dry their boots out, which proved a bit difficult, and then get them all ready again on time to go out and meet the next person coming in off the lap. And it was great. I don't know what is so good about spending 48 hours in freezing conditions in the north of Scotland under canvas, but it's good. And we're going to do it again next year. We had such a good time. Because I am a bear of very little brain. I might even ride it next year. We'll see. I've said that I will ride it the year afterwards, definitely. But we'll see whether our body's holding out in one piece by then. It gets harder and harder to kind of tape all the bits together as you get older, and I'm older than anybody on here, I think, so don't learn from experience, listen from someone who's there going, oh God, that didn't used to ache, and I used to be able to do that and it was fine. So we should be feeling smooth. And a reasonable cadence should now be feeling quite comfortable instead of a little bit sticky, like sometimes it feels when you first get on. So you should have nice fluid movement, and that nice fluid movement will help actually your hip joints and your knee and your ankle joints, because you're moving them and the fluid will be moving around. Doesn't do all that much for your shoulder joints because you're not moving them so much, but half your body's better than nothing. Of movement oils everything, which is good. It makes your synovial fluid move around and your joints warm up, lubricate everything. And the more you just sit or the more you're static, the worse that gets. But it's really hard if something hurts already to then move it. And Esther's children, your children must have gone back to school about a week ago. So you've now got house back to normal for a bit. Okay, we've had a little bit of settling in, settling down, remembering what it's like if you haven't done that much in between sessions. And we're now going to do 3 lots of 2 minutes, getting progressively harder, with a 1 minute hardest bit at the end. So that's 7 minutes. So you need to spread your effort, and we shouldn't end up, maybe by the end you're on 8 to 9 out of 10, but we're not absolutely breaking ourselves. So remember to be gradual. So we're going to start off, about now. 3, 2, 1. It's the start of your first 2 minutes. And you don't really need to pedal this much harder than you were before. Maybe just a little bit. And this is just starting to get the blood moving around properly. It's starting to get the heart working. We've done the mobility, flexibility, remember the movement. Don't just ease into it. Don't get out of breath. And we're now doing okay, we're going to up the ante a little bit. Ask the heart to work a little bit harder. Get the blood going around the body more. Get your lungs used to working a little bit harder and settling your body into the fact that it is going to do some exercise. And you've got another minute to go at this kind of intensity. I like what I can see going on. It's just been a little uptick, which is lovely. And think yourself lucky you're in a nice warm-ish house, conservatory, shed, garage. The Spine Race, which runs the whole length of the Pennine Bridleway, which I believe is 268 miles, is now in progress. And these people are running with as little sleep as possible. And some of the conditions have been absolutely awful. I'm glued to YouTube just watching these images of people plodding through the night in gale force winds and being completely soaked and falling into rivers. And I have no desire to do it, but I'm fascinated by watching it. Okay, you're going for your next little uptick. 3, 2, 1, and go. So this is your second out of 3 2 minutes. Nice. So we should be maybe feeling a little bit warm now. Like this morning, last time I went to the gym, it was so cold. I wished that I'd have gloves because the metal bars were so cold. So this time I went with my thermal, a pair of gloves, and a thick pair of running tights. And they turned the heating on. It was absolutely boiling. I sweated buckets. Okay, you got another little half a minute or so. And that's looking all right. So we need to put it up again. So this is the third 2 minutes. This is the last 2 minutes, and then we're going to do 1 minute on its own at the end of this. Minute and a half to go. And next weekend, I'm going to London. So I'm going from one end of the country to the other and doing opposing things. I'm going to the theatre with my son, which is his traditional Christmas present to me now. And it will be really lovely, just the two of us. And I'm just looking at what I'm going to see. I am going to see Witness for the Prosecution, where they kind of do, you're part of the court that tries a case, I think. It's going to be all a bit strange. I've been summoned for jury duty, says the ticket. Witness for the Prosecution by Agatha Christie. Da, 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 da. So it'll be really interesting. Okay. So going into the last minute, and this last minute we do need, not flat out, because we're going to do some little sprints in a minute, but it should be harder than your other 11 minutes that you've just pedaled for. So off you go, bit harder again. Halfway through. And coming to the end, 3, 2, 1. Now, hopefully you're warmer. If you're not warmer, you've not been doing it right. So we're going to have a minute here, just like recovering, getting a drink if you need one. And then we're going to do 10-second effort, 50 seconds recovery, times 5. So you've done these before. You know exactly what they're like. And you do need a good fast cadence. And then you can bring things down a little bit. You do want the effort to be quite high. So about maybe 8, but there are 5 of them. So just save a little bit in the bank. And you've also got another 40 minutes or so of pedaling. Okay, coming up. 3, 2, 1, 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. 50 seconds recovery. 1 done. Nice. Nice work. Looking relaxed. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. 10 seconds. Good effort. Lovely fast cadence. Can see that intensity. 3, 2, 1, and relax. 2 done, so you're nearly halfway on these. Okay, coming up again. 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, and go. 10 seconds of effort and intensity. 3, 2, 1, relax. 3 done. 2 more little efforts. These are what Stacey Sims would love, top end efforts. Keeping your VO2 going, that's the amount of oxygen that you can process in a minute. And the higher your VO2, the better an endurance athlete. But also, it's pretty good for life. Ten seconds again. 3, 2, 1, and power. 3, 2, 1, relax. Brilliant. We've got 1 more. Okay, making the most of that little space. 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, off you go. 3, 2, 1, relax. Fantastic. Well done. Good job. So that's your warm up, and it's clearly worked looking at you. So that's good. So we're now just going to do a little bit of cadence work. Just thinking about we have been off, and I don't know about your bodies. You might have been doing some cycling, but you more likely have been doing a bit of like family stuff and hopefully eating some really nice food and going, right, it's January, it's time to get back to it. So rather than shock the body by doing lots of horrible stuff, we want to kind of ease it into life again. And we're just going to work on getting things working smoothly by doing some cadence stuff. So we're going to do a minute at 90, minute at 100, minute at 110. And we're probably going to repeat that 3 times. And so we're working on being really fluid and smooth. And we're going back to thinking about pushing over the top, having even weight on both pedals, keeping our top half nice and relaxed, and really using our core to focus our power through the bottom half of our body, while the top half is just sitting there being quite calm. That's what should happen. Doesn't always, especially at the higher cadences. Everything else tends to come in and join the party. So I'm going to put the metronome on, and we're going to do a minute at 90, which is probably more or less what you're doing anyway, so it shouldn't be too bad. And then we'll go up. Okay, hopefully you can hear that. I can hear that. Hester, give me a thumbs up. Yeah. That's a no. Is that a thumb down? Right. You're going to have TikTok from me then. Bad luck. Tick tock, 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 tick tock. Right, that's your pace. Keep it going, or otherwise that'll drive you nuts. Tick tock, 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 tick tock. At least that stopped me going up to 120 because I won't be able to TikTok fast enough. Okay, I'm just going to move things. You're coming up to the change. We're going to go a little bit faster. Tick, 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 tick. Keep it going if you can. Get that. Tick, 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 tick. Nice, well done. Now the next one, I'm not actually sure I'll be able to tick fast enough. So just try and make it faster than what you're doing already. And we're going now. Tick, 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 tick. And you've done 15 seconds. So you've got another 45 at that really fast pace. And you're trying to keep really smooth. It's not about having really high resistance. Nice and steady, not bouncing on your seat. Medium power output. Okay, and we're coming up now. So we're going to drop it back down to 90. in a few seconds. 3, 2, 1. Ease off and go back to tick, tock, 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 tick, tock. Good. So you've brought it right back down again. Normal cycling cadence for indoors. We usually hit a bit less outdoors because there's lots of turns and corners and you're stopping and you're going uphill, which slows it down. And it is reasonably hard to maintain when you're on the road. But on a static trainer, you should kind of be able to maintain this. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. And now we're going to go up in 10 seconds. We're going to go up to 100. Tick, 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 tick. Nice. There's a definite difference. Moving well though, we're still holding positions, which is lovely. Shoulders down. Remember to keep the tension out of your neck and shoulders if you can. Good job. Got 15 seconds left at this one. We go up to the higher one. Three, two, one. Tick, 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 tick. So try to keep that. You're 25% through. Halfway through this very fast minute. Well done. It's really hard to get this coordination to make it feel anything like smooth. You're very nearly there. You've got just 5 seconds or so at that. 3, 2, 1. And drop it back down to 90. So we're on tick, tock, 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 tick, tock. And this is your rest minute, which is actually a normal cadence. So hopefully you're managing to draw a little bit of breath. You've got half a minute left. Okay, almost ready to go up again. On to the next one. Tick, 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 tick. And hold this faster one. Now this one looks like it's reasonably comfortable and not too out of the park. And then the 110 looks as if, right, that's a real bit of a push. Ten seconds. This is your last fast minute coming up. 3, 2, 1. And we're going to change to a bit faster. Tick, 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 tick. Anyone who's coming back from any form of illness, remember to come in easy. Don't be doing this. Just be turning your legs over. Because what I don't want next week is a string of messages going, I'm sorry, I'm really sick, I can't come. Half a minute left. Try and hold on to it. Because although it's not hard on the legs, it kind of somehow is quite difficult on the body. Esther's going to kill me for saying it's not hard on the legs. Three, two, one. Okay, and relax. Well done. That was your kind of little first block of work. And it is hard on the body, but it's very different to trying to pedal really hard. It's kind of a very different stimuli. So it's good to do that variation. And it's really good for your neural firing patterns. And then that makes cycling at a good cycling cadence much easier if you do a little bit of practice. And I hope that obviously all of you have remembered the value of doing lots of zone 2, so easy chatty cycling, sticking a podcast or a film on and just sitting on your bike for 40 minutes or an hour to support the harder stuff that we're doing. The long-term ability as an athlete comes from the long, slow, boring stuff. And the hard, fancy stuff is just the icing on the cake. So if you don't do enough of the slower stuff, eventually the cake will collapse or it won't rise very high. So that's a good thing. And you can do that without any of this. You can just get on your bike and cycle it. Or if you want to do this, link up with a friend, agree to get on at the same time and have a chat. Right. The next bit we're looking at is overgeared effort. So we're now starting to think about using the muscles rather than the nervous system, although we need both. We're going to slow the cadence right down. I'm sure you remember this. We want to be accessing our glutes because they're not just for sitting on. They are the most powerful muscle in the body. They're really strong, but they tend to get very lazy. And our quads get really overexcited about life and take over. So we want to be using both glute and quad. You want your resistance as high as you can go while maintaining about cadence of about 60 and still sitting in your saddle. So it feels it's grinding up a hill. And I know some of you can stand very well on tandems and power up hills. That's a skill that I haven't managed to put to the test yet. So a lot of our cycling on tandems is done sitting down, grinding up hills. So this is really good. And to change this down, we're going to do probably 4 times 2 minute block. So a little bit of time so that you get the feeling of it. You got time to suffer just a touch. Right, let's get that clock on. Okay, let's go. I'm going to do 2 minutes. And I'm going to give you the beat in a sec, but it's obviously quite slow. Tick, tock, 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 tick, tock. So every tick or tock, the same knee should be coming round to the top. So it is quite slow. If you're struggling to do that, put a little bit more resistance on, and then it'll take more time to do the total pedal revolution. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. Right, you're halfway through the first of 4. So if you feel that you can do a little bit more resistance and stay seated and really feel those muscles working, you just might want to just turn it up, resistance up just a tiny bit. However, if you don't feel like that, you might want to leave it where it is. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. Slow, steady grind. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Take your resistance off, spin your legs at a faster cadence, and you've got kind of a minute just to shake them out, loosen them off, get some blood through them. And then they'll be ready for settling down again. But that's quite a big recovery time. So, you know, it's first time back. Be nice. Okay, we're nearly ready to go again. Three, two, one. Second block of 2 minutes. Resistance up, cadence right down. Activate those glutes. Feel that they're playing their part. Tick, tock, 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 tick, tock. Hold that kind of low cadence, unless your knees are aching, in which case don't do this, take it back up. Okay, you're going into your second minute. So just, you know, close your eyes, think of being in a beautiful alpine pass. You can hear the crickets rubbing their legs together. There's just this kind of background hum. It's a great noise. The tarmac's hot. You could really do with a drink. You've got 2 hours of climbing to do and you're just steadily grinding it out. And there's loads of wildflowers in Alpine Meadow. And you can hear the clanking of the bells because all the cows have big cowbells around their necks. And it's distinctly more fun thinking about that than the British weather at the minute. One more minute. Nice job. Keep pushing. Sometimes there's a cafe on the top. Black coffee and pastries usually. Bummy. Oh, mad. 5 seconds. Okay. Spin thy legs for a minute. Remember to have a drink or some fuel if you need it. Hopefully you all ate something a couple of hours or an hour before coming in. A little bit of fuel to work with. Be nearly ready to go. I think these rest intervals might have been too long. They look a bit fresh and bouncy around the edges. Okay. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Off you go again. Resistance up. Tick, tock, 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 tick, tock. This is the third. So you've got one more after this. So think about the state of your legs. Are you in the right place? Could you put it up? Do you need to put it down a touch? Because you've got about 3 minutes of work left. One more minute on this one. Half a minute. Pressure still on. Push, push, push. Three, two, one. And a minute rest. So yes, ease the resistance off, let those legs spin, stretch up if you want, stretch your shoulders back. Have your drink if necessary. I've got about 20 seconds left before we go for the last one. Three, two, one. Resistance on. As your last 2 minutes like this, and most of it, and try and have just a little bit more because you know you don't need to save anything now. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, 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 tock, 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 tick, tock. And that should take you through to the end of this. Another minute. That's all you've got. So keep it rolling. Keep that effort going out. Good job. Pushing forward, powering over the top. Three, two, one, and chill out. Well done. And we'll just do another little tiny thing because we still got some time. So, but I have a minute or so just like recovering, stretching, drinking. Lovely. Okay, we've not got that long, but just to ring the changes, do a little bit of pedaling standing up. Some of you find this really easy, and some people find it, I think, quite a bit harder. So we'll just do 30 seconds, and then we'll do 30 seconds seated, and we'll see how the coordination's going. And we'll do that maybe like for 4 minutes, so you'll get a couple of minutes of standing. Not worried about cadence or power. Manage it however feels the most comfortable for you. If you haven't got enough power, you won't be able to stay up easily. If you've got too much, you'll struggle as well. So there's a sweet spot in there. So let us go. 3, 2, 1, 30 seconds standing. Well done, making it look easy. You can do a minute. I'll stop you at 30 seconds this time. 3, 2, 1, sit down. Okay, yeah, most proficient. So this time we're going to go for a minute because you made that look very easy. Three, two, one, up we go again. So this time try holding on to it for a minute. Nice work. We've got 20 seconds left and you're looking good. Three, two, one, and sit down for 30 seconds and then we'll go again for one more minute. We're going to go again. 3, 2, 1. And standing. Last minute. Okay, you've got 20 seconds. Keep those legs there. Keep them going. Keep them firing. Try not to put too much weight through your hands. And we can sit. If you would like to, if you want to stay up.
Understand. Is there something else I can help with?
And remember to keep turning your legs. Like Siri, stop being overexcited. Just keep quiet, you. Brilliant. Well done. Legs didn't stop working there. They nearly did when you sat down again. So just allow them to spin out easily. We're now in cool down. So I'm about to turn record off. However, if you are listening to this on record, please take another 5 minutes so that you can wind your body down properly and allow it to cool down, allow your heart rate to settle back low, reduce your blood pressure, and then feel half human when you step off the bike. Although I don't think tonight was too bad. See you next time.